Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again. Episode 3 of A Nation United, and let's get down to business, because in this episode, we'll be making some trades. Now, I will say, it's not going to be anything major. No blockbusters here, no William Nylander, no Rickard Rakell, even slightly minor trades like Backlund or like Carl Hagelin. That's not gonna be how it goes, unfortunately. Like, for example, Landeskog. I went and tried to get a deal done for Nylander. Didn't happen. I went and tried to get a deal done for Rakell, and because, again, they don't want to trade him, his value is that much higher, to the point where we'd have to give up a really strong prospect and potentially picks, and it's just not worth it in this current situation. So we will be making some minor deals. Before we do that, we need to get rid of somebody, because I need to go out and sign some random Swede to a max contract so I can afford to trade away some players. So let's see if we can ship Michael Karainen to New Jersey. Not sure what we'll get for him. Actually, that fourth might work. You know what? Let's just see what we can get. I don't really care about pick farming in a fantasy series. Let's see what we can get, and that didn't work at all. That didn't work at all. How about if we take out the fifth? Boy, me trying to be greedy here isn't working out too well, because the fourth wouldn't go through anyway. It looked even as far as the value bar and the fact they wanted to give up those picks, but apparently not. What am I going to do? Just, would you fucking take Michael Karainen? I got shit to do. Come on. Thank you. See you later, pal. Man, if that's a sign for this episode, it's gonna be a marathon again. Although I do plan on having this be the trade deadline. Next video would be finishing up season 1 and seeing if we make the playoffs. But let's take a look here. The one thing that sucks is I can't look at the nation from here. All you get is statistics and attributes, but I mean, fairly obvious, Jan Sandstrom is Swedish. So we'll be picking him up, and he'll get a nice little severance package of $14.6 million. So we'll wait until he accepts that deal, and then we'll be able to make some moves. But Kronwall, Oduya, Loui, Eriksson, Henrik Sedin, and Melker Carlson are the 5 players I am looking at moving. You will see for whom. Honestly, in some instances, I'm not quite sure, because there's going to be like draft picks involved, so it's going to be interesting there. But Sandstrom, welcome aboard. And because of that, did my game just freeze? I thought so for a minute there, and I was going to be pretty pissed, but it didn't. So hooray for that. But let's see here. Although I did hit trade player. Wow, this game is chugging right now. Holy shit. Are we good, EA? Are we good to go? All right. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is trade Niklas Kronwall to Montreal. Now, of course, when William Nylander's on this team, most people are going to be like, get him. But again, I can't. But the player I can look at getting is Gustav Olofsson, who we looked at potentially drafting. He still has a chance to be a decent NHL player if at the beginning of next season, once we sim through the offseason, we get to the start of season 2, as long as he's an 80, maybe, or 81, 82, this trade becomes worth it. I mean, Kronwall, obviously, it's tough because we are in a playoff spot, and that was kind of my plan, but the problem is our prospects aren't necessarily good enough for us to buy at this deadline and still be able to go after Liljegren in the first draft. Jonathan Dahlen, of course, or Rasmus Dahlen. Jonathan Dahlen is with the Vancouver Canucks. And don't we already have him on this team? I think we do. And I'm using him in Rebuilding Hockeytown. But Rasmus Dahlen, of course, the target for the Season 2 draft. So we do have to be pretty damn careful. But we should be able to add some draft picks to this and still have it go through. Matter of fact, I think that might go through. I might be able to get a third round pick out of this, which would be Pretty sweet. Again, I don't really care about pick hoarding. It's a fantasy series, so who gives a damn? But let's see here. That still didn't go through. Well, the third round? No, okay. Worth a shot to see if that third round pick would go through. Absolutely. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to give up on that third. Yeah, I'm not going to give up on that third yet. Maybe just like, hey, here, have a seventh. Will that make it go through? Because the value bar does look pretty close. Whoa, are you fucking serious? That worked? Oh my god. Wow. It didn't even say like, oh, you're very close in trade value. You're just a little bit off. What the fuck? I can't believe that worked. Are you serious? All right, well, I'm fine with it. I am fine with it. Niklas Kronwall and a seventh for Gustav Olofsson and a third round pick. What is going on with this game? Between the lag a minute ago and me tagging on a seventh round pick and getting it to work, what the hell is going on? That is hilarious, but I will take it. Thank you very much for the pick, Montreal. Next up, we are looking at getting a forward prospect. Not the best prospect in the world, but someone who still might be able to make the NHL lineup at some point. Daniel Czar. Hoping that he can turn into something. We're trading Johnny Oduya to Dallas, so you can't expect to get too much. It's not like this is the Henrik Sedin trade. It's Johnny Oduya, so we're just trying to get whatever we can. And we might still be able to do some damage with the draft picks. That is the hope. They don't want to trade their third. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That is fine. I am not against picking up lower picks over the next 2 years. Like I said, both drafts are pretty much equally as important. Will 2/4 go through? No, it won't. All right, how about a fourth and 2 fifth rounders? Will that go through? Probably not. No. All right, how about just a fourth and a fifth? That would go through. All right, sweet. Well, let me see if I could tack on any 6th round picks. I'm going to pick hoard here. I don't really care. So that didn't go through. That won't go through either. Unless I tack on a 7th, which I am okay with. Johnny Oduya, back to the Dallas Stars. Maybe not. All right, well, I got ahead of myself there, didn't I? Aren't I foolish? How about another 7th round pick? Thank you very much. Johnny Oduya off to Dallas, and we pick up another prospect. Not the greatest prospect in the world. The one thing I am concerned about is, as you can see at the top, some players might get pissed at what I'm doing here, which is understandable for sure, absolutely understandable, but hopefully that doesn't affect us too much. We might still have the ability to make the playoffs here. I say might because obviously we're getting rid of some decently overall players, including this one right here. You know, I felt all right about the Loui Eriksson pick, but Andre Burakovsky, I think, would be a decent pickup for this team moving forward. And I don't know why, but I settled on the thought of, selling at this deadline. I mean, like I said, we don't really have the pieces to buy, so it just makes sense. What can I say? It just makes sense. But let's see here. What can we get from picks? 4 picks, and I can't think of other Swedes that are available in the first 2 drafts, and I want to make sure that we are properly equipped to be able to make an impact with those drafts. So that won't go through. That won't either. But can we get 2 second-round picks for Loui? No. All right, we'll take off that other second and tack these thirds back on. Will that go through? No. But I'm not giving up yet. Maybe a 5th round pick would be enough to put that over the edge. Apparently not. How about a 4th round pick? Please? Pretty please? Hey, it's close. It's close. All of a sudden, just tacking on random picks is working out pretty well. How about the 2 Dallas Star picks? Nope, not quite. But we will make this work. We get a decent prospect, a couple of high-end picks. Despite Toronto being a good team, I am not opposed to that trade at all. We pick up Andre Burakovsky in exchange for Loui Eriksson. Lovely. And we'll just go best lines. We have 2 more trades to go. 2 more trades to go. And this next one, it hurts a little bit. It does. It hurts a little bit. But we are going to pick up someone that you guys have suggested quite a bit, and that is going to be Wild Bill Carlson, William Carlson. We're going to look to pick him up, as well as Oster Sundqvist, who is normally on the Pittsburgh Penguins. So we're going to look to pick up these 2 in exchange for Henrik Sedin. Now, what did I do to get this to go through in practice? I think I had to give up picks, but I'm alright with that. I mean, yeah, there's no way this is going to go through. What the hell am I thinking? And I didn't mean to take Sundqvist off the deal. Damn. Although, in fairness, Rasmus Asplund, because they want to get rid of him, that's probably too much. As it is, we're going to have to give something up because there's no way that will go through. Case and point. I was a little bit nervous there that it actually might. But let's take a look. I think I added Nystrom, who's not looking like he's going to be that decent. That still didn't go through, but that's okay. That's okay. What else can we do here? This was one of the trades where I just cannot remember how I set it up. But that is fine. We'll try the whole, hey, how about a 5th round pick treatment? No, apparently not. Boy, I should have taken down the details of this trade. I really should have. Holy shit. Alright, well, this isn't going well now, is it? How about Toronto's 3rd? I'm alright with that, and William Carlson should be a half-decent pickup for us. Will this go through? No. Will it go through now? No. Jesus. What the hell? I wrote down here, Henrik, Carlson, and Sundqvist. And it should have gone through pretty much no problem. I might have to abandon this trade because I'm not sure how I got it to go through the first time. And I don't want to give up too much while I sit here and panic that it's not actually going through this time. Will this work? If this works, I'm still okay with it. And it didn't. Well, shit. How am I going to pick up Henrik Sedin here? How am I going to pick up, or how am I going to get rid of Henrik Sedin? I could take Carlson out of the deal. You know, I could take Carlson out of the deal, and I think that was Rasmus Asplund that they wanted to trade. It was. You know, I might still be able to get this to go through anyway. We just wouldn't be picking up William Carlson, which, I mean, whatever. You know, he would be a decent 2nd or 3rd line guy for us. I'm not all that concerned. Will this go through? No. All right. Let's figure this out. We'll figure it out. We will make it work. It'll be fine. That didn't go through. Will this? No. Shit, will this? No. Oh my god. I should have, maybe I should have tested that out more. I don't know, I could have sworn I got it to go through. But we are struggling here. We are struggling. Now, I did go through every team, find every Swede, and, tried to double-check the deals that made sense for us. And unfortunately, this plan is backfiring in a very big way. But I just want to get rid of Henrik. That's simply put, I just want to get rid of Henrik without giving up too much. Hopefully this game will allow me to do that. Just a bit low. Okay, we're getting closer at least. We're getting closer. I'm alright with this. You know, 2 prospects, not the best, but I'm okay with this. And so are the Red Wings. I am going to get crucified for that trade because probably not going to be the best trade. I can flat out admit that right now. But like I said, that wasn't the original plan. But for some reason, the original plan didn't go through. Not sure what's up with that. This game's very weird, as the Olofsson trade showed, so I don't know what to say. But anyway, the last trade, Melker Carlson, I'm going to look to move him for this defenseman here, who was an NCAA player, William Lagesson? I'm going to say Lagesson for this game, but he's a 76 at 20 years old. Quite a bit of potential. Melker Carlson will never be more than a third-line guy for us. So I am willing to get rid of him to make this work. Now, I don't know, especially now that I'm really doubting myself after the failed Henrik Sedin trade, if this will go through. Apparently not. But I want to see if we can get any draft picks out of this. Hopefully we can. Apparently not. Apparently not. Alright, well, if we have to give up some minor picks, I can deal with that. But let's see. Jeez. Alright. Sweeten it just a touch. Alright, so we might be able to get 2 6th-round picks out of this, which is fine. I mean, like I said, these trades, not blockbusters. Not blockbusters. But I am leaning more towards selling and getting back certain assets, especially, too, because a lot of the kind of lesser players that we signed to fill out the AHL roster, we're going to be letting go of them, so we do want some it'll work out. Have a little faith. O ye of little faith. Have a little faith in me that I'm going to be able to turn this team into a dynasty. It is the first season. It takes some time, man. Give it some time. But let's see here. Sandstrom needs to stay. We can call up these two. And then let's see who else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is, that's looking all right. I'm okay with that. And then forwards, we are definitely going to have to send down a couple of these guys. Auberg can stay. We need at least one more, and that's going to be Anton Rodin. I knew he'd come in handy in some way, although we would be below the cap. Shit. How about we call up... I don't know who else we could call up. Probably one of these two guys, if not both. Actually, they both have... No, they have, like... No, they don't have decent enough potential. We'll call up both of them. It's fine. It's not like we're going to play them down at the AHL level. And we are good to go. Let's go best lines at the NHL level. Eriksson, Ek on the top line. And it actually starts Vesterholm instead of Anton Rodin. Yikes. Alright, well, we're going to have to take him out. And we're going to need Rodin in this lineup for sure. So let's do that. Who can play center? That is the question. Kempe has a 70. Nordstrom a 75. Joachim Nordstrom, you win the lottery. As we'll go with that. Actually, we'll have Lander down on the 4th line. Boy, this team is looking great right now, isn't it? But again, that was the point. That was the point. You look at this team right now. The top line, here to stay. Kempe and Arvidsson, here to stay. Auberg, we'll see if he can develop a little bit more. Sundqvist still has a chance to be a regular NHLer and is technically a 4th line player already because of his physical category. And then defensively, that top line's here to stay. Christian Folin very well could be a bottom 6 defenseman for us, or a just a third pairing defenseman for us in general for a while. Adam Larson not progressing, so we might get rid of him at the draft. We'll see. We'll see. I wanted this team to be a challenge. Needless to say, it is going to be a challenge turning this team into a dynasty. That is just what I wanted. Now we need to get Czar into the lineup, which is quick and easy. And then defensively, we need that new top line. That'll be Lagesson and Olofsson. So how do you like that? We have those replacements ready to go. Whether or not we find success in the next few seasons depends on how these players progress. That is the big thing. Because if there's a realistic chance that the majority of prospects we have on the Ontario Reign right now could turn into absolutely nothing. And if that happens, my God, it will take a while before we are legitimate contenders. But we've sold for now. We're still in a playoff spot. Keep in mind, with rebuilding Hockeytown, we thought we might be out of playoff contention, and somehow we made it. So there could still be a chance. It is January 31st, so I'm going to sim. Let's sim for a couple of minutes. Although the menu being this slow really scares me. It really does. But actually, you know what? Because it... well, alright, let me sim a game here. We lost 6-1. No surprise there. If the menu is still moving slowly, I'll call it. If not, let's try to get closer to the deadline, just in case you guys decide to tear me a new one in the comments telling me what an idiot I am. Which, I mean, is going to happen. And I'm not saying you're wrong. But, yeah, just in case we decide. But like I said, I tried to get Rickard Rakell. I tried to get William Nylander. We would have to decide. Do we want to build through the draft, or do we want to get players that are already out there? And from what I've seen in the comments, this is decent. It's split. It is split down the middle. My personal opinion would be to build through the draft, but it's up to what you guys want to see. So I do look forward to this comment section on this video, and for this episode, for these trades, I factored in the 2 comment sections that we've had already. I'll continue to actually, let's just keep Robin Leonard in, and I'll factor in the comment section for this one as we continue to move forward. But yeah, I spent a hell of a lot of time trying to get Rickard Rakell, and it would take even more. But let's just roll with Robin Leonard. To be honest, I don't even care if he plays back-to-backs. Christian Folin goes down injured. That's troublesome. That is troublesome. Do we have a defenseman? We have Sandstrom. 71 overall, and you know what? I'm going to play him. I'm actually going to play him. Let's do it. Jan Sandstrom. I almost called him Jan. Jan Sandstrom. The baddest man in the West. But, and okay, Christian Fulham was out for like 2 days. Sweet. Well, you got to play. You were drafted in 1999 by the Ducks. And in 2017, now 28, no, yeah, it'd be 2017. I'm almost like, would it be 2018? No, it's still 2017 in this sim. Of course, the 16 to 17 season. In 2017, he got to play an NHL game. So congratulations there. But I'm hoping here to make it to the 26th. Let's see what happens first. Do we make it to the 26th, or does somebody get injured? Of course. Of course. All right. Well, let's see here. Let's see. What can we do? I don't like that this is going as slow as it is. We'll put Wickstrand into the team. Carlson, Anderson, Arneson, Bengtsson, Lagesson. 5 Suns and a Wickstrand. My God. That's going to be the best part of this series, is the names. I don't even care about the success. It's going to be funny when every player on our team either ends in Sun or Strom. It's going to happen. Well, with the exception of Robin Leonard and Jonathan Dahlin. But aside from those 2, we're pretty much... we're going to be stereotypical. We are going to be stereotypical. Let's get a Lofson back into the lineup. Already up to a 79 overall, which is promising, again, to make me feel better about that Kronwall deal. I was looking at other guys like Robert Hagg, Julius Bergman from the San Jose Sharks. I can't remember what team he's on now here in the fantasy draft. But it's just the values were too much, and I didn't want to give up those picks. I don't remember how long I scouted the last area. Let's go defenseman for 3 weeks in the WHL. The thing about scouting, we don't really have to worry about it. We're limited to who we can take, and we can kind of tell how good they're going to be based on where they are in the draft. So I'm not too concerned. I mean, unless, this first draft, it would be beneficial to have as many picks as possible just to, get a decent AHL team up and running. But as we end the sim here, we have 21 games left in the season, and we are now 6 points out of a playoff spot. Go figure that those trades put us out of a playoff spot. But again, I'm not too concerned. I am willing to sacrifice at least the first 2 seasons here to build a solid foundation for this franchise. But we do have 2 days before the trade deadline. So let me know down in the comments below what direction you think we should go. And are there any other trades you think I should make? Again, I've taken a look at every Swede. I have a short list of ones that are worth getting, ones that are potentially, that we might be able to get. Some players like Elias Lindholm, for example, or Malta Kronwall, I'm not looking at them as much. I would like to use some different players, but we'll see. We will see what happens. And if it's a big enough move, I will have to do the max contract to some random free agent again, because we're in a bit of a rough spot. But Lindholm, Hedman, Landeskog, we have Alex Nylander, who's not even on the team yet, Eriksson, Ek, our top 5 players. From there, it drops a bit, but there is potential for NHL caliber players there. No doubt about that. Guys, that will do it for episode 3 of A Nation United. The support for this series so far has been spectacular, to the point where I am absolutely questioning everything I do in this series. Like, shit, is the support going to fall off? Am I going to piss people off? Is the interest going to die down because of how I'm approaching the series? But you know what? That's out of my hands. All I can do is go forward with this series in the way that I think would be the most interesting. And of course, along with your input, we're hand in hand in this thing, man. We are hand in hand. We make, I don't know what I'm saying. You get what I mean. You get what I mean. I take your input, I use my best judgment, and we end up with the fun series that can waste time on both parts. I'm going to stop rambling, because you remember what I just said about feeling like I'm just fucking this series up? Well, I'm absolutely fucking up this outro. So without stumbling over my words and making a fool out of myself even further, I will say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop it a like. Yeah, why not, right? Subscribe if you haven't already, because that would be pretty cool. Again, the march to 5K is very much on. Very much on. The summer of Toogie. Not quite a thing yet, but if I make it to 5K, it will be a thing. So that would be awesome. Guys, I will catch you next time.